What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great Father's Day weekend. Not long weekend, unfortunately, but hopefully you guys had a great Father's Day weekend. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Happy belated Father's Day. It's Monday, so let's kick off with what's going on in Raid today. We got quite a bit of stuff. Let's start off with the CVC. So first of all, I will be streaming CVC at the roughly an hour or two after it starts. So we'll be streaming on YouTube. So if you guys want to stop by for some of that, we're just gonna chill. It is personal CVC, so we'll be doing our best to maximize some of our points there. So we'll be doing probably a couple hours there at CVC. We also have a event popping up from Plarium here. So Plarium gave us some notes. So let's go over those notes right now. So right here above us, we have a progressive event. So of course, progressive event, 15x chance of pulling any of the below legendaries. So on day one, we have the main prize, which is probably Trunda. Trunda, obviously very meta. Obviously, she is the meta in Hydra right now, dealing insane damage with her A2. She's going to be the biggest prize if you're after her. She's going to be up for grabs on Tuesday. So keep in mind that these 15x progressive events for non-void legendaries is about 7% chance, 7.5% chance to pull the specified champion that you want. That's if you hit the 0.5% chance of hitting a legendary, because the rates will not be changed. So you can see here 0.5% chance of hitting the legendary from Ancient Shard, and then the 6% chance from the Sacred Shard, and then 1% chance from the Primal Shard. So none of those rates will be changed. So if you hit a legendary, the odds of hitting Trunda is about 7.5%. So good luck with that. It's not a good event if you are not a big Kraken whale spender, I think. After that, we have Samson. Samson is a spirit nuker. He has a double hit after he kills somebody. He's okay. If he gets this double hit off, he actually hits pretty good. Otherwise, he's kind of just super annoying with his A1 stun. Does some counterattack stuff with his passive. Yeah, just kind of super annoying, especially in like Cintranos waves, but he's all right, not too bad. After that, we have Goffred. Goffred's kind of cool. He doesn't really need books to be good. He has a passive here that keeps your ally from dying when he suffers the incoming fatal incoming damage, and then places the block damage, which is kind of cool. You can kind of use them for like go second teams, but of course like Stone Skin exists now. So good thing about this passive is that you don't need books for this to happen. So he can definitely find some use. He has an AoE stun, he has an A1 provoke, decreased defense, and then he has increased defense on his A3 as well. It's pretty good support champion. But that's going to be the non-voids on day one. Oh, actually, sorry, we're missing Fu Shan from Lizardman. He's part of the Myth Fu, the Myth of teams, but ever since Wixwell, like the clan boss, definitely got a lot easier for a lot of people. So Fu Shan here is actually a very good champion. 24 ally speed in all battles, very good. Quad hit here, decreased defense, AoE stun, and then the X transfer extra hit A1. It's okay. The AoE stun's pretty good for like wave based content, but yeah, overall not a bad champion, but definitely not going to be like super great once you enter the late game. After that, we have the Void Skinwalker. We have Tumisia AoE Firefox. Basically, her kit reads really well. A1 decreased defense, AoE HP burn, AoE stun, and then she has a single hit slam, decreased turn meter, and then based off of how much HP burn is active, she hits pretty okay. Her attack is not the highest, base stat's not the highest, of course, but she hits okay. Her passive does something funky here. Basically, whenever an ally receives a debuff, freeze debuff, 50% chance of replacing with HP burn instead. Whenever any ally is under HP burn, this champion is immune. So it changes freezes into HP burn. So your teammate takes damage, but then she becomes immune to CC and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Lastly, we have For day 1, we have Soulless, Night Revenant. So Soulless here. Soulless. You know what? I actually pulled a Soulless on the weekend. So even though I came up kind of short in a lot of my shard pulls recently, I pulled 3 random void shards for the daily quest, and I pulled a Soulless. So I hit my 1%. I wasn't deep on Mercy or anything. I was like 30 or 40 shards in. So pulling a legendary off, Mercy is very nice, and Soulless is not bad, but of course he was not like a game changer for me or anything like that. He got an A1 stun. He's got a triple hit here, remove all buff, which is kind of cool. And then he also plays provoke, which is cool. He can be used like early game for like Hydra, even for the AoE provoke. 3-turn cooldown, and then another AoE here, another provoke here, which is, yeah, he's pretty good. He used to be used as a defense-based nuker, one of the hardest hitting ones, but definitely been surpassed over time. But I could use a buff, to be honest. Maybe like just a multiplier buff would be fine. But yeah, so that's Soulless. That's going to be day 1. On day 2, we got some kind of more interesting champions, I think. We got Glaciate of the Melt Water from the Sylvan Watchers for day 2. I really like this guy. I was hoping this guy was going to be a guarantee at some point, but he's probably too good. He's got the A1 freeze. He doesn't require accuracy here if the target is less than 50% HP, which is kind of cool. Kind of like Sifi-ish, but obviously Sifi's sleep feels easier to get because turn meter always happens, whereas the 50% HP doesn't always happen. After that, he also places the increase attack perfect veil, similar to Duchess but without the block debuffs, but he gives turn meter instead of block debuff. 4-turn cooldown, same as Duchess, and then similar to Duchess as well, team revive, pretty low stats coming out of it, so 40% HP. So that doesn't save Rotos, for example, low turn meter when it comes out of it. And then he places the increased accuracy, increased defense. But you can use this move even when your teammates are alive. So that's kind of cool. It's a little bit different than Duchess. And his passive is like the opposite of Duchess, where Duchess places damage reduction. He gives you increased damage if you're under the perfect veil. So that's pretty cool. So the speed in all battles as well, same as Duchess. Stats very similar to Duchess as well. Is he worth like gunning for? I mean, he's good champion, but none of these 15x in my opinion is worth it for me personally. It would have to be somebody that a really good situation for me to go after them. Eostrid is the other champion here up for grabs on day 2. Very good champion. Honestly, I probably underrated her a little bit. Like, I thought her kit was kind of like meh when I saw it, and then when I played with her in the playtest, I'm like, wow, she's pretty good. So then I was like, okay, she's pretty good. She won my vote for sure, won me over. But as I played with her a little bit more, and I've seen more playtests on her, I think I definitely downplayed her a little bit. So I think she's definitely a very, very good champion. She has an arena aura here, 28%, increased speed, increase attack, extra turn with turn meter, and then goes into decreased speed and weaken and decreased turn meter. And then A1 kind of sleep, which is kind of weird, but that's okay. Her passive gives a little bit of healing as well. Great champion for mainly Hydra, I think. The speed up, speed down, weaken is really nice. Weaken, I think in particular, not something that you see too often. 115 speed, incredible base speed, so very, very good champion. After that, we have Elva Autumnborn. She is also from the Sylvan Watchers. Wow, where is she? Yeah, Elva Autumnborn, another very good champion. She brings a cleanse. Cleanse, increased speed, block debuffs, and then a single target revive. She's compared similarly to like Sifi mixed with whatever, Riho or another cleanser. And then she has a passive which is pretty annoying. A little bit of a heal and a perfect veil, speed in all battles. She's a good champ. She can be very, very annoying. Pretty big carry in terms of like picking her up early. She was a guarantee a long time ago. I believe like 20 sacreds or something. She was the first 20 sacred guarantee. But I think she was still worth it back in the day. She's still a good champ. After that we have Arc Bishop Pinthroy, one of the few AoE block buff champions. Otherwise, so you see him used in Hydra a lot. And then he brings increased defense and a shield. So he brings a little bit of team support. He also brings, of course, the AoE block buffs. Brings increased accuracy as well. Chance to transfer debuffs and then remove. And then this champion is protected from the decreased defense and weaken. He's okay, right? He's okay. Brings additional debuffs, additional buffs. Compared to like Ugo or something, maybe he's like different affinity than Ugo, so you probably use him there, but otherwise you don't see him used too much outside of Hydra. For the Void legendaries, we have Warlord, so kind of like my my goated guy that's no longer the goat anymore. Where is he? Sorry, he's orcs. He's an orc here, so let's see, Warlord, AoE. He's known for this, right? AoE lockout with the decreased turn meter drop. Very, very strong move. Brings some sustain to you as well. Block debuffs, shields, and a heal. And then A1 increased duration of all debuffs. The thing with Warlord is that obviously mythicals come into play, and then he's no longer as good anymore. But for PvE, he's very good still. Obviously, any wave-based content, he just shuts them down. Yeah, for PvP, any mythicals, any like super, yeah, any mythicals will give him kind of problems. Also, Narcissus really hurts this move. The fact that in PvP, a lot of people have Narcissus, especially higher up in PvP, since Narcissus is a guarantee. This really hurts against Narcissus. So Warlord's fallen off a little bit, but he's still one of the best Void legendaries that we have available. Definitely a game changer for 99% of people. Lastly, we have Senna Amberheart. I did showcase on her recently. She's a good champion. She's not terrible. Speed in all battles. She has a cool passive here that kind of gives your team turn meter based on continuous heals going off. Her A1 triggers continuous heals, so it's kind of like we see HP burn like detonators and poison detonators, but her A1's a continuous heal detonator, I guess, activator. Increased speed, continuous heals here, and then she brings a cool kind of revive with a kind of like extra ally attack here. It's situationally okay, but kind of you can't really factor this damage part of it too much, because it is kind of, you only attack the lowest HP enemy, you can't really target an enemy. That kind of sucks, but this is a really good move. Great turn meter boost, good speed, and then increase with the continuous heals as well. 2 continuous heals, so very good. She does a lot, and if you pair her with another continuous heal champion, this turn meter stuff starts popping off big time. Great base speed as well. Is it worth gunning for her? Void legendaries in general, during a 15x you get about 20% chance if you pull a Void legendary. I'm not sure. I don't think I would go for any of these champions unless you're really close to Mercy and you really have a specific reason why you want to go for these champions. So I would totally pass on these 15x's, but just some news for you guys. All right, so after that we have this epic only Fire Knight tournament, which is pretty interesting. Epic only can be kind of difficult. It's probably going to be done in normal Fire Knight, I would think. There is a dungeon divers going on, the fusion related dungeon diver going on, so you can kind of pair it together. There is a crystal here, and this crystal is going to tie into the soulstone summon event. But basically, to complete this one, you're probably looking to lean pretty hard into like allures, roll guards, creodins if you want to do hard Fire Knight. Creodins, seer probably gets leaned on quite a bit here. If you're gonna do Fire Knight hard, you're probably looking for like ally attackers, so like Ferrican the Fat. I think maybe I'll pop in the test server and see if I can pop out some epic comps for you guys to check out. But for now, yeah, it's going to be a 3-day event, so maybe we'll be running that during CVC, or maybe we can brainstorm some stuff during CVC. Here is our active soul summon pool event. This is going to be for soulstone, so we have a boosted rate on some of these souls here. These are pretty long shots still. Like, look at the pool here, it's still pretty big. There's 20 legendary champions to choose from. So just think of it as a better wish list. That's about it. The thing is, so far, based on the Plarium play calendar, we're not going to get too much more of these PRISM jewels coming up, but I think that there is going to be some events dropping. At least that's what I predicted over the weekend, that there are probably going to be some events dropping pretty soon, since the fusion is ending, as well as the this new summon event is happening. So there's probably going to be some more chances maybe at more PRISM jewels. And to be fair, 45 is, I mean, 45 is not, it depends, right? It depends how hard it is to get 45. So here we have 45 at the top of the Fire Knight tournament. And if you consider this 45 a big soulstone, which is basically what this is, I would say that's pretty good value, considering that big soulstones don't happen very often. And this gives you a chance of getting, obviously, you know, a higher quality soul. And if you really want one of these champions, that's even better. We got some good ones here. Obviously, Trunda, you know, Trunda, Duchess, Narcissus. All these are, you know, good in their own right. Probably don't want Syl and Cora. You probably might already have the 5-star if you did like the Hero's Path. Marichka, Artak, same. You might have a big one for him already. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some souls here that you might fancy. So personally, I'm going to go for the 45 and see what happens there. Obviously, Plarium is, you know, trying to sell the jewels and all that stuff. You know, buyers will be interested in this if they need souls for some of these champions. So it is what it is. It's a spenders event. If you can pick up some of these jewels for cheap, or if they're part of your daily grind, for example, CVC, then of course they're going to be worth it for you. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the quick news on the Monday here. Like I said, I will be streaming CVC an hour or two after it starts. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do. Are you guys interested in some of these events? Hopefully you guys have a good week, and hopefully you guys had a good weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.